Egyptians.
Looking this good isn't easy. It's dead complicated to make a mummy.
Of Egyptian kings we know oh so many things, 'cause the archaeologists have dug their tombs. Now we're here to show how to treat a dead pharaoh, make a mummy that can decorate your room. First your dead king's lain on a table where his brain is pulled out with a wire through his nose. Then his guts and lungs, stomach, liver must be bunged in 4 jars so they do not decompose. Pour out salt to dry on the body, let it lie there for 40 days until it mummifies. In the bandage wrap up the body, leave a gap for the mouth and pop in artificial eyes. Hello! In the coffin cold, lay out prayers and little scrolls that will guard him on his journey far ahead. Pack his tomb with wealth, which he'll need for his health if he makes it to the country of the dead. Now you've done your job, there are villains who will rob, so our mummy and its coffin we defend. Build a pyramid high so it points up to the sky. Place your dead king deep inside, and that's the end.
Horrible Histories presents Diabolical Daily Life.
Our day-to-day lives may have changed a lot over the centuries, but whatever the era, whatever the civilization, each new day always started with a sunrise. Although in ancient Egypt, we believed the sun wouldn't rise without a bit of help from the pharaoh. Right, I better go and get her up.
I am the pharaoh of Egypt, but I get up before everyone. Gotta wake this god, Amun-Ra, so he'll light up the sky with the sun. Whole world's asleep, but we rush through to the temple of Imhotep. Must get washed and dressed, no lying, for a pharaoh, don't you know? All the priests in the temple pray, Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra, bring the day. Up at the crack of dawn, to wake like an Egyptian. Breakfast arrives, milk, cake, bread, and a ritually slaughtered boar. But it's all for him, Amun-Ra. The sun god is never ever for. Everyone backs out, her priest and me. Lift the bell, start the ritual. Bang on those drums, Amun-Ra, 'cause the whole world dies if we fail. All the priests in the temple pray, Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra, bring the day. All waiting for the sun to wake for the Egyptians. Here comes the dawn, we're all safe. It's time to put my fake beard on. I'm a living god, like Amun-Ra, and the pharaoh's work is never done. All the priests in the temple say, Hatshepsut, you must do this every day. It's not that much fun to wake like an Egyptian.
Hi, I'm a shouty man, and I'm here to tell you about Allpurpose ancient Egyptian mummy. Here in the 1800s, mummies are being dug up all over the place. But don't throw them away. Make use of them today. Are your walls looking old and tired? Then let ancient Egyptian mummy lend a hand. Just crush some mummy into a powder, add it to your paint, and watch those nasty cracks disappear. And just look at the results. This magnificent mummy filler is available in 3 colours. Dirty white, off-white, and slightly grey. And that's not all. Ancient Egyptian mummy also gets the thumbs up as a great fuel for fire. And it won't cost you an arm or a leg. Toasty! Plus, if you're feeling a little run down, ancient Egyptian mummy is the perfect pick-me-up. Simply crush some mummy into a powder and dab it all over. It's got magical healing powers. See? It's working already. You can do it all with All-Purpose Ancient Egyptian Mummy. It makes an excellent present because it comes pre-wrapped. Ancient Egyptian Mummy. Dig one up today.
Available in all good ancient Egyptian burial grounds. Spade not included.
Awful Egyptians.
Us ancient Egyptians used a clever writing system called hieroglyphics, but it was not an easy system to learn. Check this out.
Settle down, class, now you've passed your grade 1 pyramid selling. Yeah, the time has come for me to drum some facts into you about spelling. Oh, it seems to me your ABC skills are less than terrific. So buck up, boys, as we master the joys of the lovely hieroglyphic. Woo! Everyone needs the ABC. It's as simple as vulture foot basket. You know how to sing do, re, mi. Easy to spell, it's hand, eye, thingy, ow. ABC.
Vulture foot basket.
Do, re, mi.
Hand, eye, thingy, ow.
You'll pass with ease and find it's a breeze. The rules are scientific. Don't have to be smart, all you do is start with simple phonetic glyphics. Next you get 2 letters a set, morphemes called logographic. Finally third, the form of a word, determinatives.
Horrific!
Everyone needs their flamingo house sun. It's simple, but sun can mean duck, everyone. You all know how to write your name.
Except for me, Tutanefertiti-Carmen.
Flamingo house sun.
Means Dr. Sun.
Tutanefertiti-Carmen.
Let's leave that one.
If you find it hard, don't be afraid to go and ask your mummy for aid. Now it's time for a spelling bee. That's not how you spell bee, see me. Foot, read, read, easy. Cat, pig, dog, rat, duck, frog. Make your spelling magnific. You can go up and down, left and right and around. No punctuation in hieroglyphic. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just 700 characters or so. Now that's done, let's have some fun with numbers, here we go! Everyone needs their 1, 2, 3. It's as simple as I. You can all count to 99. Easy to write, it's hoop, hoop, hoop. Hoop, 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 hoop. I. 1, 2, 3. 99.
Basket?
After a battle, Egyptian soldiers had to count the number of enemy troops they had killed. To make it easier, they cut off and counted their dead enemies' what? A. Noses, B. Right hands, or C. Left feet? The answer is B. They cut off and counted the right hands.
Greetings, fair fans. I am Vincenzo Larfoff, and this week's scary story is The Curse of Tutankhamun. It was 1922, a particularly ghoulish year, when an archaeologist named Howard Carter discovered the tomb of Tutankhamun, the ancient Egyptian pharaoh. As the dastardly digger crept inside the tomb, he found not only the king's great treasures, but there, in the burial chamber, trapped within a golden sarcophagus, the ancient pharaoh's mummy. And as we all know, nothing is more frightening than mummy.
Go and tidy your room.
And on the wall above the dead king's body was written a curse. Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king. Yes, ooh, indeed. The curse was quick to bite. Within a year, the man who paid for the dig, Lord Carnarvon, dropped down dead. And as he did, all the lights in Cairo, the Egyptian capital, went out. At that exact same moment, back home in England, his dog howled in the moonlight. The curse of Tutankhamun had struck. But what would become of the man who first broke into the mummy's tomb? What fate would befall Howard Carter himself? He died years later of completely natural causes. It turned out that Lord Carnarvon died from an infected mosquito bite. The lights in Cairo went out because the electrics were dodgy, and his dog howled, well, because that's just what dogs do, isn't it? It was nothing to do with the mummy. Oh, just stop it. The curse was just made up by the newspapers. Why am I here? I mean, you know, if it's not a real ghost story, why get me? Get John Barrowman or Anton Deck. I'm off. And I'm keeping the jacket.
Hello and welcome to the news at When, ancient Egyptian times, over 3,000 years ago, when the ruler of Egypt was a 9-year-old boy called Tutankhamun. He had a very strange family. For more details, here's Bob Hale with the Pharaoh Report.
Thank you, Sam. Well, it's 1341 BC, and we're over here in ancient Egypt, where a wickle baby has just been born. And his name is Tutankhamun, though he's also known as Tutankhamen, Tutankhamon, Tutankhaten, Amenhotep, and Steve, and King Tut, though probably not Steve. And King Tut's dad was also a king, a pharaoh called Akhenaten. At least we think that's his dad. It's very hard to be sure because it was so long ago that no one can really remember. Not even my Nan, and she's really old, though she certainly doesn't look it. Love you, Nan. What we do know is that when King Tut was just 6 years old, Akhenaten died. Yes, his daddy became a mummy, which is a very complex operation. And King Tut's big brother Smenki becomes pharaoh, and then promptly dies, only to be replaced by his sister Nefi, who then promptly dies, meaning that at just 9 years old, Tutankhamun becomes pharaoh, which I think is fair enough. All right, no more jokes. Of course, running a country is no job for a 9-year-old because it's far too boring. So King Tut's uncle turns up, a chap called I, and he says he will keep an eye on things. Sorry, forgot. So Uncle I runs the country so that King Tut can get on with doing all the fun stuff that kids do, like playing games, going to school and getting married. Yep, getting married. And if you thought that was weird, to keep his royal bloodline pure, his new wife is also his sister. And she used to be his stepmom, so it's double. Anyway, King Tut grows up, Uncle I hands over power to Mr. and Mrs. Tut, and they rule Egypt together as husband and wife, mum, sister, and that's the end of that. Or so we thought, but the history books tell us that Uncle I didn't want to give up power, so he killed King Tut by bashing him on the head, a little something like that. Yep, that'll do it. Except that didn't do it. No, it turns out the history books got it wrong, and King Tut actually died from an infected broken leg, leaving poor old Mrs. Tut with a broken heart and the crown of Egypt, which of course Uncle I wants for himself. And how does he plan to get it? Well, by marrying Mrs. Tut, even though she's his granddaughter, which is times this much. Woo! But Mrs. Tut has other ideas. She decides to marry a foreign prince called Zananza instead because he's got such a cool name. But sadly, Zananza gets cold feet. Cold everything, in fact, because he dies. Yes, killed on his way to Egypt by a very jealous Uncle I, who then finally marries his granddaughter, and they live happily ever after, ruling Egypt together for ages and ages, and that is definitely the end of that. No question, cross my heart, Scout's honour, swear on my Nan's life. And what a life she's led. Born in Dublin to a blind darts player, she became the first woman ever to swim across Ireland. And would you believe it? She's 99 today. So come on, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nanny Bob. Happy birthday to you. And back over to Sam to blow out the candles. Sam!
Horrible Histories.